Hi, Dafydd. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'm chatting to Dafydd Hardy, who is the Regional Executive in Wales. So good morning. Thank you for joining me, and tell us what's going on with the market in Wales at the moment.
Oh, hi Liana, bore da. How are
Bore
you?
da.
Yeah, the market in Wales. Yeah, quite a start to the year, but picking up now and getting more properties onto the market. Um, the quietness was still due to the COVID restrictions that we still have in Wales to a certain extent. People's apprehension about, going about their business in a normal way, and the market across the whole of Wales is now starting to pick up. As you know, last year was absolutely brilliant as far as house sales was concerned, and price rises were somewhere in the region of about 11%, I would say.
Wow, it's been a record year for many. I mean, agency in general has been extremely buoyant. The one thing that people have struggled with is stock. Is it something that you are also experiencing? Have you seen more valuations come through?
Yes, I think in general the market stock is levels are down. There's no doubt about that. In some areas by about 40-50% down on what they were compared to last year. I think there's still a lack of new developments happening, new housing for social and affordable and open market ones. So that's an area that we are specialising in and moving it on, working with housing associations and that sort of thing.
That's
And I
great.
think that, yeah, stock is low.
I was about to ask, do you have any tips for our members? Are you doing anything that at the moment that's working for you?
I think what we're trying to do is get properties prepared for market. And as you know, with AML, anti-money laundering and all this sort of stuff, it does take longer to get a property prepped for market. So if we can get it market ready, then obviously if someone sees a property that they want to buy, they say, right, I've seen the property, can you put mine on the market? It's just a case of pushing the button really,
Click of a
and making
button.
sure, yeah.
And how about off-market properties? Are you selling properties off-market? Are you seeing that trend in Wales?
There is for the larger properties, perhaps what I term discreet selling, where people do not want that publicity, but would still want the personal touch as far
Mhm.
as dealing with their own property, but not actually marketing per se.
Okay. And I know we don't have a crystal ball, but what are your predictions for 2022 with interest rates and inflation as it is? What I'm asking everybody this, so it would be interesting to watch them back and see what the predictions were for the year.
Yeah, so do we get prizes for getting it right, do we?
Oh, I don't know. I might have to include that in my.
I think that whilst there is a lack of stock, you're still demand is still there. I still think that that will maintain the price levels and maybe increase them slightly, although not as big as last year. But I do think that with cost of energy and all the increased costs that there are around interest rates as well, that's going to start feeding into the market in the next 6 months or so. So we could quite see a slowdown in the market later on, late summer, early autumn, perhaps, and but time will tell.
Yeah, there's a lot of agents that thought that that might happen now. So it's quite nice to see that it hasn't. But you've got a regional meeting coming up. And what's the date for that, Dafydd?
Yeah, the date of that is the 10th of March, and it's the
Wonderful.
first face-to-face one that we're going to have. It's in Moneypenny's headquarters in Wrexham, so it's a fantastic location for a meeting. Unfortunately, I can't be there this time, but Martin Anseb will be there from Arla, so we'll be representation. And one of the key things that they're going to be talking there is Rent Homes Wales, because there's a big act coming in now in June, and that is certainly causing some trepidation and concern with regard to how that's going to affect landlords in this current market.
Yes, that's really important because we've been so busy. We haven't had time to go out and just gain information, and that's big news. So anybody thinking of coming to the regional meeting, go onto the website and book a place now. And Dafydd's details are on the website. He is the regional executive for Wales, and he's happy to take calls and be the voice for the members. So thank you so much for joining me today, Dafydd, and look forward to catching up soon.